Okay, look, we both said a lot of things that you're going to regret. But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science, you monster.
You might have a very minor case of serious brain damage.
I could sit here for a really, really long time and just talk about how much I love Portal 2. It is my favorite game of all time. I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's a great case for video games being art. I love so much about it. And particularly, I love its dialogue and storytelling. I think Portal 2 at its core is the most video game I've ever played. It presents you with a challenge, like any game would, whether it be Monopoly or a card game or anything, and it tries to teach you how to play and teach you to get slowly better and better the more you play it. As you do that, you fall into this loop, basically, of getting better at the game, getting more story, getting better at the game, a never-ending cycle of challenge and reward. And you end up running on a hamster wheel, just like GLaDOS wants you to. Now, in the previous installment of this throwback series, I had alluded to the fact that most people think of Portal 2 when they think of Portal as a whole, and there's good reason for that. Portal 1, as I had said, is kind of like an art house film. It's more ambient, has a lot going on, but it's overall a much shorter, confined, definitely artistic experience. It is meant to be a fun puzzle game that has a vibe to it, and that's all it really needs. Portal 2, however, tries to be a big AAA title. It tries to have a full plot, full story, multiple characters, multiple weaving threads throughout the plot that all tie together, while also still having that artistic charm and great level design and puzzle solving that the original had. And I think it absolutely succeeds in that in every way. If you enjoyed GLaDOS from the original, you're only going to love this even more. Ellen McLain gives an even better performance in this game than she did in the last, although she has more screen time to do so, but still, I think her performance in Portal 2 is absolutely incredible and probably my favorite performance in a game ever. She makes me laugh, cry, the whole 9 yards. Great performance. But she's not alone this time. Stephen Merchant and J.K. Simmons also bring forward amazing performances in this game. Stephen Merchant playing the lovable Wheatley, and J.K. Simmons playing the capitalist billionaire Cave Johnson, who is the founder of Aperture Science. And altogether, they each play a specific role while also providing narration for the game and telling great jokes, but each of them distinct. GLaDOS has that witty, edgy, almost cruel sense of humor that's known from the first game. Wheatley has this dry British humor that's sort of, almost lovable idiot, if I can say it that way. And then Cave Johnson has that headstrong 1950s man who, we gotta get it done kind of thing, right? Almost like he's being J. Jonah Jameson, like he plays in Spider-Man. It definitely brings that sort of energy, but maybe a little more optimistic and a little less cruel. I think what makes Portal 2 so distinct from its predecessor as well is that even though it lets comedy and storytelling take the center stage this time around, it uses that mindset of putting world building first to even allow the puzzles themselves to become a perfect intertwined space for everything. There are no right answers as long as you're thinking with portals. If you can manage to bounce off 3 walls accidentally and land on the final platform, the game's not going to tell you did anything wrong. What matters is that you thought, you solved the puzzles, and you solving the puzzles slowly drags you in, as it did with its predecessor, to the story. But this time around, with the story being more expansive, with little details like them talking about the fact that Chell is a silent protagonist as part of her character, her being a mute who doesn't have a memory, it's perfect. It makes you feel like you're playing a role within this world, not just playing a game to experience a story. In my opinion, the best games treat the player like an actor who is participating in this story actively. They are making choices, they are giving a performance back. I think games like Cyberpunk also do that really well, or any sort of RPG that lets you have specific stories and things like that. It allows you to feel a part. You are playing Chell. You are being this character within this world, and the choices you make are the choices she's making. And I think that makes this game absolutely fantastic. Little things like that are important. You feel like the cameraman filming Chell's adventure through the Aperture Science facility. And as you jump through all of these twists and turns, learn more about how the facility got to be this way, who is GLaDOS, why are all these things happening, can you ever escape, and who really are you, why did you end up here? You just slowly find yourself wondering those same answers, becoming one with the character, hitting those emotional beats, hitting those solutions, hitting everything as if you were really there. And I feel like that's why Portal 2 excels so well in storytelling and in its puzzle solving, because each puzzle is a piece not towards just succeeding in the game, but towards finding out something about yourself, about the character you have inhabited. And great performances in the background from Stephen Merchant being lovable Wheatley, trying to help you get through this whole thing. It makes me wish he got bigger roles, actually. He's absolutely fantastic. Or whether it's Cave Johnson giving a monologue about lemons, yes, lemons, that'll literally make you cry laughing. The humor being less subtle, it lets you enjoy this experience, and it lightens some of the maybe frustration you'd get not solving these puzzles, or hitting walls literally and physically. And as you do it, you slowly begin to piece together what Portal 2 really is. It's not just a story, it's not just a game, it's an interactive experience where you get to interact with this world, with these puzzles, with this piece of art that Valve has created. And I think that's why I love it so much, is because it's more than a game, it's more than a story. It's a game, but not just a video game. It's an interactive piece of media, and it tries to be that so much more than other games do. It's not focused entirely on its gameplay, it's not focused entirely on its story. It's focused on making sure you have enough of everything that every person's experience feels unique, special, and amazing. You are inhabiting Chell as a character, so you should feel like your story is the way you would play her as a character. And that's what's so beautiful about it. You may think I'm hamming it up because I love the game, which I am, or you may think that I'm over-exaggerating, but I truly do feel this way about Portal 2. I love every little joke, I love every little puzzle. I replay the game a couple times a year. I know every puzzle solution, I know every comedic beat, and I almost feel like I enjoy it more every time I come back because I quote along with the different things. I feel like I find a new way to solve a puzzle, or a new way to get through a level quicker, or to speed run through something, or a new way to interact, or I catch a new line of dialogue because maybe I solved the puzzle slower than I had before, so I got to hear GLaDOS, make fun of me being slow this time around, where maybe I didn't catch that last time and I forgot. So much of this game feels like you improving with the game. There's so many dialogue options, so many little things you can do, so many unique little things where you think, what if I intentionally lose the game? And then the game responds to you intentionally losing. They've thought of so many little avenues to make this the perfect experience. An improv exercise with the player and the dev. A giving and taking, a yes and scenario, wrapped up in a perfect little ball of fun physics, science, and absolutely energetic comedy. It's a 10 out of 10 experience. I absolutely loved going back to Portal 2 again, and I absolutely love being able to share how much I love it with all of you. This video is a real special one for me. I really love Portal 2, and I hope you all can check out the game if you haven't seen it before, or if it's been a while, boot it up, play it again. It's such an incredible experience. I love it so much. Everything is fantastic about it, and it's easily my favorite game of all time. It's from the art to the music to the laughs, the tears. Portal 2 is a masterpiece. It's one of the best games ever made, and I can't say enough about it. If you enjoyed this Portal throwback video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video. The last episode of this series did really, really well, and I also want to give a huge shout out to everybody who supported the Lawrence Lair video, the review I did earlier this week as well. Both of those videos have done absolute gangbusters and done really, really well. I'm excited to bring you guys a new episode of The Climb tomorrow, as I had planned, as we do every week on Fridays. If you guys don't know, I'm trying to start doing it where, if you're new to the channel, I'm trying to do it where I have a video, an update video on Mondays, kind of like a quick little, hey, here's what's coming this week, some sort of discussion video or review on Tuesdays, and then a throwback episode on Thursdays to whatever series I'm going through, whether it's a movie series or games, and then The Climb like I do each week on Fridays. And in between there, you guys will get live streams or videos from, other channels that I collaborate with. So check the community tab for that, as always. And I think that's all I got to say. Thank you guys so much. I'm a little overwhelmed at how much everyone has been supporting the channel. It makes me a little emotional, but I love it. I love being able to make stuff for this, and I love sharing all of these things I love with all of you. So again, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, the whole spiel every YouTuber knows by heart. And I will catch all of you in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. See you again soon. Bye.